On Tuesday, August 6, 2024, members of the Firearm and Narcotics Investigation Division within CTOC executed a raid at 2 Riverside Drive, Avondale, Kingston 19, which resulted in the seizure of a large quantity of cocaine and the arrest of 5 male Jamaican nationals. The persons arrested are all from Kingston addresses. Those arrested are 57-year-old Clive Roy Davis, 58-year-old Colin Ricketts, 51-year-old George Sterling, 42-year-old Clayton Peart, and 72-year-old Juna Aldane.
Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The voice that you just heard is of your Assistant Commissioner of Popo, Mr. Fitz Bailey, in some news conference that he had, speaking about the recent big drug bust in Avondale, where it is said that in excess of 5,000 pounds of cocoa was seized. Street value 75 to 76 million US dollars, 12 billion Jamaican dollars. Now, the first news conference that they had, they said that there was a Jamaican deportee. There was also a Colombian that was involved. However, people, the 5 names that we just heard, all of them are Jamaican. All of them is from Kingston. So the question that most persons want to ask is, where did the name or where did that Colombian national disappear to? How it is that he is just cleared all of a sudden, his name is not mentioned anymore? Because you and I know that whenever there's any sorts of big drugs bus, there is some sorts of conspiracy. Jamaicans don't make or cultivate cocoa. So therefore, the place in which the cocoa is coming from, you know, more than likely, it is going to be South America, specifically Colombia. Places like those are notorious for that. So people start to wonder, it seems as if money get taken already. It seems as if people are paying off the popo already. But people, here's a fact. When it comes to big drug busts like this, we should not be excited, because we've seen before, as of recently, in which 3 persons were charged. They pled guilty to in excess of 463 kilograms of cocoa, and they only receive 5.5 million fine each, or 6 months. 6 months, 6 months, 6 months to run concurrent. That means the most that they could have done is 6 months if they each did not pay that $5.5 million of charges. People, in a 1,000 pound cocoa bus, $5 million, $5.5 million times 3, $16.5 million for 3 individuals is pennies on the dollar. That means a little bit of money, monkey money, if you are a hustler. So therefore, when people do the risk analysis and ask themselves, this is worth it for me to smuggle? Because if me not make the money, I'm broke, and me get a little link of Colombia, and me can carry some stuff to Jamaica and send it back out other places. Because let's not kid ourselves, because of the geographical location of Jamaica, it is the trans-international hub for hustling. So I say this to say that hope for the best but expect the worst. What we can expect is that these 5 individuals, they are going to contact the biggest lawyers that money can buy in the likes of the Champagne. And more than likely, if and when this case goes to court, it is either going to be lost in the fact that the whole of the drugs is going to be missing, or these people are going to beat down some sorts of technicality. So we can almost expect that some sorts of money is going to be exchanged between the criminals and the persons who are supposed to serve and protect us. So what we can expect is that even if this case sees a day in courts, and even if these people take a plea deal, even if they are convicted on that basis, more than likely the fine is going to be minimal. More than likely, the fact that this is what these people do, smuggle drugs, they have millions saved. Just imagine how much trip reach a Jamaica bingo successfully. So therefore, when we see 5,000 pounds being held or seized, we should not be celebrating, because we know, say, whole heap of time, whole heap of thing, land on the island already. This is not their first paradas. So people, me just say, when these people do the risk analysis and say to themselves, smuggling drugs in a Jamaica is easy like taking candy from a baby. And when them realize at the time, the fine is minimal, what would stop them? Because when you look at the ages of these people, these are no sorts of young buck. I think the youngest one is like 40-something, 50-something, even 70-year-old. So they must say to themselves, why not try it? What do you have to lose? Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Desperate Times Calls for Desperate Measures. And we see that the residents and citizens of Jamaica are calling on the Popo, the relevant authority, to take drastic actions as it pertains to the criminal elements in the island. So therefore, we want to take them out ASAP. However, it seems as if this might be backfiring. It seems as if the JCF is getting a backlash based on some recent incidents in which they claim that it is some sorts of pie out, whether it is robbery or persons that are alleged to be wanted for the takeaway and pie in several instances. In one of those cases, a couple of days ago, a young man lost his life. His name is Mr. Steve Smith, known as Ticker or Flybrain, in the streets. It is said that he was a part of the infamous takeout of 8 persons and 9 other persons getting caught up in a cherry tree lane. The Popo went for him a couple of days later. They said that there was some sorts of pie out. They found him with some sorts of firepiece and they took him out, sent him to the afterlife. However, people, it seems as if his family member, specifically his mother, is saying that nothing goes so. Her son was taken out in a cold blood. Take a listen, take a look to exactly what the mother has to say and other family members, and then I'll give my piece.
I never know if I explain this to you. I tell you, from Wednesday when it happened, I don't eat. When I drink water, when I drink Cersei. And I said, a cruel act, man, a cruel act, I tell you. And I said, but you know, God know everything best. And I said, I say, let me tell you the truth, I never know if I explain this to you. I never know if I explain to you. I know I'm married and my picnic.
We know that Sunday, same day the football match up by husband's store, the Super League. And he was the one playing and one little car's son with the buy. So my question would be to the justice system, how is he connected to a and cherry tree when he was at husband's store in a football match?
Playing the music.
Playing the music.
I get a call and said, shoot out that cherry tree. I said, but then turn up a cherry tree with them shoot out with the Yasa match already. And then once somebody got to him and said, come off Fire Road. And he said, alright. I plug off his tablet off Fire Road, off his son, and head to his yard. They come in a 2 private car. When they come in a car, they run out. Me think a gunman when they run out of the car, ground there. So say, where one day in a blue, where one day in a blue. Alright, then searching young lady house. They don't find them. Go in a cousin house where in a wheelchair there and find man say, are you come from? And drive come right at the gate and turn back with him, go back round her back. And there's beat him first and then near shot. No, not no shootout. They bust one first out of an illegal gun. And then they use their lights to firearm and kill him and then they say a shootout.
Now people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. There are always 3 sides at least to every story. The Popo side, the alleged KILLER side, and then the truth, which is supposed to come from Indicom, hopefully. We hear the Popo claim say, them go fame, enter the premises, came under fire, you know that cliche script. And then you hear the family members say, him have an alibi. Because at the time in which this incident took place in a cherry tree lane, he was a DJ, this jockey, at some sort of event in a next part of town. So therefore, unless him have a double, That means it could not be him, it was me, pretty much is what they are saying. They said that when the Popo went for him, he was in his house, in some sorts of marina, little skimpy shots. However, the Popo claims him have some sorts of toll on him. The mother told you in an interview that she did with TVJ before that she heard, she saw, she was there, he was trying to hold on to her, and they pretty much pry him out of her hand, took him around the corner. Next thing she knows, she hear all sorts of loud EXPLOSION. Hear one Popo, I tell the next Popo when him ask him, what to do with him? He was told to take him out. So this mother is saying this youth was not there, could not have been him, unless there's a double of him. So therefore the Popo are lying. The Popo took out her son in cold, BLOOD. Now people, truth is that some of these Popo are cold. But like I said, desperate times calls for desperate measure. However, when we seek this type of justice, we must be very careful. If innocent people lose their life, and if is the operative word. In the case of this youth, based on what the Popo said, he is wanted. He has been on the Popo radar for a while, for all sorts of tekwe, all sorts of pie up. So people, me no know if the Popo is telling the truth. Me no know if this youth all of a sudden went from the devil to a saint. I cannot confirm what the family members are saying, that yes, he was playing at some sorts of party in our next little town over across. So I cannot verify or validate what either party or either side has to say. But when we look at the Popo, and when we look at what's going on in Jamaica, with so many times some of the most notorious people have been taken out. And then when you hear the family speak versus that person's record, criminal record, it is the polar opposite. Some just say, we don't know who to believe. But I think that this situation is getting out of hand. And I think that we should be very careful when we ask for justice, whether it is of the jungle type or the Popo extrajudicial, you know the next word. Let me know what you think in the comment section, point blank and period. Now the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called whenever the cat's away, the mice will play. It seems as if these gunmen, these criminals, these murderers in these volatile communities are playing a cat and mouse game with the Popo. They know the Popo every move, so them watch and then them strike. That was a case in an incident that took place along the Gregory Park main road, in which 3 individuals were conned up. 2 of them did not make it. I am going to let you listen to a voice note in which the councillor and the MP is explaining everything in intricate details. How this place was always known for firebombing. How this place have a history of reprisal. Way back at least 3 years now, and going forward to maybe a couple of months before this incident, in which the people are tense, in which the people roll up. At least 19 cars was bust up that night, at least 3 individuals. Take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
I heard persons from far as Meadowvale and Christian Penn and surrounding communities of Hamilton Gardens and Train Line were hearing the shots and thought it was a war zone. The magnitude and multitude of shots from high-powered weapons did bring a scare to them. They are fearful of persons not coming on the frontier and shooting as they did, but coming into their community and looking for specific persons and not finding specific persons will look just for anybody as it is. The innocent persons last night, they probably are still a person. I want to think some more. That fear is real, we believe. This, we believe, is coming far back from possibly over 3 years, but definitely on November 11th, 2023, there was a A few change. The next bar to my right hand side over here.
I would have participated in so many peace initiatives and peace walks in this area. I can't even recall the amount. It was just a year ago, not far from here, a good walk, but walking distance from here, that some houses were fire-bombed. And again, entire communities brought into a sense of fear and doom.
We thought that this reprisal might have been carried out earlier if it wasn't for the police presence there. But if you note, the police came in the evening on those 3 days, and on Sunday when the gunman struck, they struck early before they thought that the police would have arrived and be in the area at close call.
Now people, a couple of weeks ago I did a video and I said that there's a particular officer that he seems to be the next Renita Adams. His name is Christopher Phillips. He was in that division, and for a couple of years or so, it was kind of calm. Well, you know that the criminal activity in Jamaica is like a volcano. It remains dormant and then it erupts every so often. That was the case because it seems as if now that this man is gone, got transferred, and doing good, he is on most of the operations that we've heard about, in which persons, meaning gunmen, murderers, known wanted men, have been taken out. Like me say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. So these MP and these councillor is telling you that, listen, the people them tense, when the people them running and GUN down these people, the people them say them things are some sorts of bag that they thought that it was some sorts of WAR zone, the amount of shot that they heard coming from all sorts of high-powered rifle. And they told you, yes, the Popo was in the area. Yes, the Popo was there for a couple of days on a regular basis. However, it seems as if them plot and scheme, and they knew exactly what time the Popo were going to come. So therefore, they strike before the Popo come, take with these three people and take with these three people and take with themselves. So at the end of the day, the Popo can just do but so much if the people don't assist the Popo by giving information, calling up the names. Everybody in every garrison know who is doing what, which part and where. But they don't say anything unless, of course, it reaches their doorstep. If it continues like this, everybody are going DEAD out. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is an update about a story that I spoke about maybe less than 24 hours ago, in which a firefighter left from Jamaica on vacation, went to a place called Gaylord, which is in Michigan. At a store, a t-shirt company called Sunfrog Solution, I guess they print t-shirt ads, stuff like that. It is said that when he left Jamaica, he left with an ex-man, a 35-year-old man, name not given. Both of them come from the same community. However, based on information that I am getting, it is said that that community have two set of persons. We are speaking about dark side and we are speaking about genocide. Not to say that any of these youths have anything to do with any sorts of criminal activity, because based on what we heard, Mr. Shamir, he is a good person, has no sorts of gang affiliation. But people are saying, people are wondering, people are pondering, could this be some sorts of motive? So based on the information from the Popo, it is said that at about 3 p.m., they got a call, ring, ring, ring. People get juk up, rete, lele, blue, blah, bling. When they roll up on the scene, they saw 2 men suffering from all sorts of severe laceration, all sorts of juk up. Them find the tool that was used to inflict all of these. These 2 men were rushed to the hospital. However, unfortunately, the 33-year-old man, Shamir, he did not make it. Now, when that news first broke, the people must say 2 victims gone to the hospital. I said in the video that I did, hold on a minute, so therefore, where is the suspect? I doubt it very much that these two big strapped-in men could have been taken on by one individual, and that one individual was not also hurt, was not also injured, lacerated, juk up. Only come to realize that it was a 35-year-old that inflicted the wounds on Shamir, vice versa. What is even worse, the family distraught, family stressed out. But the worst news is that this might be a clear case of self-defense. Based on information that I am getting, the video evidence is going to show that this man, meaning the one that lost his life, might have initiated, might have been the person that the video shows is the attacker. Now, people, here's the thing. People can taunt you, people can do stuff, but if that is not found on the video, if the video shows, and people may just tell you when me hear, that you are the one that put the first strike or juk up after that person at first, and then him either have him own juk instruments or him disarm you and take it away and then take away your life, you got the SHITTY end of the stick. With any sorts of decent lawyer, he can beat that case on self-defense. And the fact that at the time, he was not titled as some sorts of suspect, he was also a victim. So people, when we talk about bad news, it seems as if they might even get worse news. They might not get any sorts of justice based on the information that is out there. Sad to say, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called surprise, surprise, surprise. And this is what I mean. Whenever you have a company such as JPS that has a monopoly over electricity in Jamaica, you are going to get blatant abuse. Such is the case. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you would know that Jamaica was hit by Hurricane Beryl a couple of weeks ago. People out, no sorts of light, no sorts of electricity. However, a lot of persons in the hundreds and thousands are complaining that even though they don't have any lights, no light for at least half of the month, their bill is twice as much, 3 times as much. The energy consumption is more than it usually is. And you'd probably get some sorts of SSM from the JCF saying that your electricity usage is at least 10% more than the month before that, prior to that. And you said to yourself, using their own words in their ads, how comes JPS, what the FUCK is going on? I am going to let the Energy Minister, Mr. Darrell Vaz, explain everything in an intricate details. The audio is a little bit shaky because of how it was recorded, how it was sent to me. And then I am going to give my piece.
With these new bills, that probably 50 to 75% of their customer base has been affected with bills that have gone up, in some cases 100%. How do these people pay that bill? Some of them still don't have light, and some of them are trying to recover. And it's not going to happen overnight when you have lost power for 6 weeks and water, and your business has been affected, your livelihood has been affected, and this is what you do? Unconscionable. And again, as the estimated bills, Saga, somebody in JPS should be held accountable for this. And that would be the finance department and the chairman and the board of directors, for which we have 3 government directors. I have instructed the 3 government directors to indicate formally at the board level my dissatisfaction.
Now, people, like I said, this is what happens when there's a monopoly, especially when the government of Jamaica gives companies like the JPS the green light to come in without any sorts of Vaseline, bend you over, and just SCREW raw. They are going to take advantage of the situation, especially when it seems as if the regulatory body, which is the OUR, Office of Utilities Regulation seems as if they are dazed and confused. Seems as if they are in the pocket of the JPS. So when we hear the Energy Minister, Darrell Vaz, come out and I say, no man, this will take advantage of people's situation, especially when it is bad. When you fall, people are step on your head. This is nothing new. JPS has been doing this for the longest time. And what even worse, the government of Jamaica is also shareholders, part owners of the JPS. So therefore, if JPS has screwed it over, in extension, the government is also screwing us over. But we understand that these people, they are in power. Power being the operative word. To make sure that them get for them pocket line. So therefore, them not care about the people, none at all. Because they have these regulatory bodies. And these regulatory bodies seems as if they do not care either. So people, what do you expect? We should have seen this coming for a very long time. Because the writing has always been on the wall. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.